Good morning. It is Thursday, January 23rd. I'm Katie Tetzlow, and we're here at the Jess Strom Show. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Vulcan Nation. Welcome, all the viewers out there. We're happy to have you here today. Jess, how are we doing today?
Cold.
Oh, here we go again. Don't say dumb.
No, great.
Great.
It's a great day.
It's a great day. I have something to bring up personally. I have been getting crushed by family members for my appearance on the Jess Strom Show. And for the viewers out there that don't know, we go to practice before we film. But what time do we get up in the morning?
Yeah, that's not fair, really, because so today we started film at 6.
Yeah.
So
we're up at 4:15.
Yeah. So you can probably look however you want to look. Yeah.
Thank you, Jess, because I tried to say, I'm not getting up and wearing a prom dress and fixing my hair in an updo for the Jess Strom Show, even though I appreciate it and respect it. I'm not doing that at 4:15 a.m. And, we have priorities here.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the show is a great show, but the priority is Cal U women's basketball.
We got to get ready.
We got to prepare for that. That's our number one focus. We're in grind time.
But speaking of that, I actually don't think many people would really realize, our players watch film at 6 a.m.
Whew.
That's tough.
What's the first thing we say? Hey, if you need to stand up, if you're feeling a little bit comfortable. And you know what? They're engaged at 6 a.m.
They're awake. They're ready.
Kudos to Cal U.
But that's tough.
Yeah. They eat some cereal, some bagels while they're watching some film, try to get themselves ready for a film, and then film scout, and then right into practice.
Yeah. I just don't think people realize what they actually do.
It's a lot.
It is.
Yeah, we're asking a lot of them. And then here's the thing, it's not like they get the nap the rest of the day. They are going to class, they're getting their homework done, they're getting meetings that they have with certain group projects and work.
Yeah.
A lot of people need to make some money. And so they do a lot. The expectation's high.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're doing a great job.
They are.
Yeah. So I had some beef.
I'm glad you got that off your chest.
I'm glad I got that off my chest. Not that I wanted to start that segment, but I did notice that my hair was stuck to the side of my face. So I just went like this before the show, and now I'm feeling ready to roll. Feeling great. How about you?
Yeah, you look great.
All right, thanks. Well, happy to be here. And let's talk about, it's been 3 games since we had the last Jess Strom Show. And we had Clarion at home, we had UPJ away, and then Penn State Beaver at home.
Yep.
Let's start. Big game. We were neck and neck with Clarion in the standings, and huge game at home against a team that was doing really, really well in the PSAC.
We talked on the last show, that was a really big game for us.
Like a playoff game.
Yeah, playoff game for us. And I thought our team's response was really, really good. I mean, from the start of that game, I thought our defense was intense, in their face, deny. We really came out on fire defensively. I thought we were making them turn the ball over, getting easy layups. And then I thought we continued that the whole game. Obviously, at the end, I think the score was a little closer at the end than what the game actually portrayed, if you watch the whole game. But yeah, I was really happy with our effort.
Yeah, and not just our effort, like you said, it was the way that we came out. I think it was our presence defensively, and then we did convert some easy buckets.
Yeah, that's how we want to play, and I think they kind of really took that. And once you're successful a few times doing that, I think you kind of get on board and want to roll, that way. Okay, we can get layups.
We can do this.
Let's do this.
And if you have success with people turning the ball over, we turned them over at a high clip.
Yeah.
I think that then you just get eager to do it again.
Yeah,
and again,
and Clarion actually this whole year has been really good at turning other teams over.
For sure.
So, I think we did a good job of handling the ball, handling their pressure. And kind of turning it around the other way.
Yeah, absolutely. And we knew it was it was running back and forth. High intensity. They press. We put on our press. It was up and down.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I thought the whole game. A few turnovers at the end, when we put some of our other players in. But, they
have to learn too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
Learning moments.
It is.
It happened quick.
Very quick.
Too quick for our but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But you learn. And then in a big game, again, they're all big. There's not one that's bigger than the other anymore right now. On the road at UPJ, thoughts about that?
Yeah, and obviously UPJ in the standings, not great, in the PSAC, but they're not a bad team.
They work.
They do. They work hard. If they make shots, they're dangerous. So especially on the road, I feel like you really have to take care of business. In the first half, I don't think we really necessarily did that great. I think we're in some foul trouble. We gave up way too many points in the first half. But then I think after halftime, we realized, like, okay, yes, we're here. We have to play. We got locked down a little bit. Kind of just looked at what they were doing, made some adjustments. And I think the second half, we allowed 5 made field goals.
Yeah, I thought the defense in the second half was
yeah, we
really
definitely
tough.
turned it up a notch defensively in the second half. And that's kind of where we want to hang our hat. So I feel like once we turned up the defense, our offense then fed off of that.
Well, we keep saying that. Get steals, turnovers,
Easy
scores.
points, yeah.
And you get more possessions.
Yeah.
And they don't get the opportunity to shoot. If you don't even allow a shot,
yeah.
Good things always happen.
Yeah, so I think it was nice to see us adjust. I feel like earlier in the year, if that was our first half, and it wasn't terrible, it just wasn't great. I think we might have stayed that way. And I think at halftime we definitely
got the message.
And made an adjustment.
And I think we were ineffective, and we were doing what we were capable of. It's not like you're asking something of this Cal U squad to do that they're not capable of doing.
Yeah, well, I've seen them do it.
Absolutely, we've seen them do it numerous times.
Yeah.
It just takes a lot of effort, a lot of focus. You got to be ready to roll each and every day.
And I think they have been, to be honest. I think since Christmas break, it's been a different team. We still have lost a few games since then, but it's just a different attitude.
For sure, no doubt. And then have a home game on Monday, off on Martin Luther King Day, no classes, but had an early game, which was unique for it was a different kind of vibe, different feel.
Yeah, well, it was
for
a
Monday.
weird game anyways, because obviously we had to fill some spots with Mercyhurst going
conference.
D1, yeah. So you kind of scramble to find games. You don't want to miss those games.
No doubt, because those are huge opportunities to play, to get games, to get minutes, to get time, to work on our stuff, to play.
Yeah.
And it's hard. People don't understand how hard it is to find a game late. When we found out that Mercyhurst wasn't returning, scramble mode.
Well, it is, and it's hard to find games like in the middle of a season. So those, when we were supposed to play Mercyhurst, that's in the middle of everybody else's conference season.
Most people are done with their non-conference
Yeah, they're going to be playing their conference games, so no one really has open spots. So I was very, very thankful that Penn State Beaver was willing to come here and play. But it was weird. 1 o'clock. It was just a weird feel.
It felt off routine.
But I will say it's better than practicing. You
Absolutely.
get out there in game mode. And, I think we started a little bit slow. I also think it's freezing in the Convocation Center sometimes. So I think
the heat has been turned up.
It has.
We thank you,
It has.
Karen Herpy, for putting a work order in and doing all that jazz. So,
but once we got it together, we forced a ton of turnovers. We had some transition points, and everybody got to play. I think everybody scored except Liv, and I think she had the opportunity, let's say that. But it was nice. I think everybody played 9+ minutes, which is really cool to see.
And something that I thought was pretty cool, someone with significant minutes had a huge impact on the game, Maya Morgan.
Yeah.
15 points off the bench.
Yeah, it's fun to see the freshmen when they kind of are like coming into their own. We know she can do that.
Woo!
So, she went out there and made some shots, played great defense. But now we expect her to do that.
Yeah, and I believe
every
that
game
kind of has carried into the last couple of days of practice.
Yeah, it's funny how confidence works.
Yep, and a couple of our guards that I see coming off the bench, Macy's been having some great practices. Really getting after it. Really big difference from start of the year to and that's what you want to see in your players is growth.
Yeah, and it's funny because then you feel more confident putting them in the game. Now I'll think, okay, maybe they are more confident in themselves. So, go ahead out there,
do your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then now after Monday was over, had a nice lengthy time because we had the bye week. This past Wednesday when a lot of teams were playing, we were off and are having the opportunity to get ready for a huge PSAC matchup. I guess the Battle of Penn West again.
Yeah.
We're heading to Edinboro on Saturday, a 1 p.m. game at Edinboro, to a team that's currently standing in second, tied with a bunch of people.
In the mix, for sure.
In the mix, man. There's a bunch. It's Seton Hill at the top, and then there's a bunch.
Yeah.
There's IUP, there's Edinboro, there's Gannon, a bunch of people just waiting right there. And we're
we're going to try to crawl our way
Scratch, crawl,
as high as we can get.
kick.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the importance of the Edinboro game and just Edinboro in general?
Yeah, and it was nice because we had the opportunity to have an extra day to prepare for them. You know, usually you have 2 days. This gave us the opportunity to have 3 days. Also, just last night watching the games was kind of cool. You know, I know a lot of our players watch Seton Hill Edinboro, which is awesome. That means they're invested. They care about it. Yeah, it was a good game to watch. But we definitely had that extra day of rest/preparation. We didn't really rest, but it wasn't a game day. We didn't focus on a different team. So Edinboro's a good team. You know, they have, I think, 4 fifth-year seniors.
Always solid.
Solid. They have
Work
a lot
hard.
of experience. They play super hard.
2 dominant scorers.
Yeah,
and
that have been there before.
They've done it. They've
Yeah.
been there. They've done it. Comfortable, confident. They're scoring, 74-plus points per
Yeah.
game. And, defensively holding opponents to, a lower average. And,
Yeah.
just they know their system. They've played together, adding some new people to the mix. But, just a solid team.
Yeah, they are. And it's always hard to play at Edinboro. I don't know
I've
why.
always struggled there.
Yeah, we won there last year, but
For the first time in a long
first
time, and we
in a
were
long
fired up
time.
about it.
Yeah, but I don't know. We played 2 games there this year already, not against Edinboro.
In our
but
conference
we played in
challenge?
our conference challenge there.
Probably
so
had the two of our better
games. Yeah, so maybe that will give us a little bit of confidence, playing in that building. They always get a decent crowd. You
Yeah.
know, they're loud. But, good. I think we match up well, to be honest. I think we just have to execute what we want to do. I think they know what they want to do. We've played them. I feel like some of their players we've played a million times.
This isn't the first rodeo
Yeah.
or coaching match against you and Callie
So I
either. You
feel
guys
like
have been
it's
doing
just-
this for a long time.
Yeah, and I feel like both teams are pretty hard-nosed, get after it,
Physical,
tough, physical teams. Yeah, so I think it'll be a good battle.
Yeah, they have their identity. We have ours.
Yeah.
Very similar. And like I said, you guys have been coaching together. It's not like everybody's reinventing the wheel.
Yeah, it's just going to be about hustle plays. Who wants it more? To me.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, and then we're not looking forward, but let's go back because it's something that we needed to mention. Obviously, Talia did not play on Monday versus Penn State Beaver, but big shout out to both Talia Gilliard-Jackson and Alicia Harris for PSAC awards this week. One PSAC. Talia was PSAC Offensive Player of the Week, and Alicia was Defensive Player of the Week. So big time efforts. I mean, numbers were great.
Yeah, and it's really awesome because those are definitely 2 of our hardest workers. So to see them both get it together in the same week was really cool. Talia is just exploding. I feel like she now is playing in games how we know that she has always practiced. Her confidence is through the roof. She's playing extremely hard on both ends. It's like she doesn't get tired. She can just go.
The girl she is the
go.
Energizer Bunny. Just when you think she's heading somewhere, she comes up with a
yeah.
steal and flies down the floor to the
Yeah.
layup. And I feel the same way about Alicia. They're just dogs, man. She's guarding her and Talia, in a press. Guarding the ball, nightmare.
Well, Alicia too. I feel like ever since we changed a little bit, and we're pressing a little bit more, I feel like she's really taken that identity on. She wants to guard the other team's point guard. She wants to make it really difficult for them, and it's just a nightmare for other people. To dribble against her is really, really difficult.
Yep.
And her rebounds, her steals, it was really good last week.
Yeah, and just something to be talked about is the effort level that it takes to play like that.
Yeah.
Obviously you see steals, you see scores, you see this, but the grind work is not the easy work, and it's not always rewarded. That's one thing I say. If someone's guarding, the ball, and say they don't even get steals, but makes it hard on them, wears them down, that doesn't show up in the stats.
Yeah.
And so that is always applauded. I know you applaud it, we applaud it, we respect it. To do that also in game, but to do that every day in practice.
Every day. Well, that's the thing about those 2. They play like that in practice every day. They don't really take breaks in practice. So when it gets to the game time, I feel like it's easier for them because they've prepared to do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So hats off to them for a great award from the PSAC. Well deserved this week, especially with 3 wins and getting some numbers that grab the attention of some others.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Just well deserved. And thinking about where we are right now and how we have to fight, scratch, claw. What are the keys? I know you talked about, we have to just play hard. What are the keys to this game here on Saturday?
Yeah, so I feel like obviously I talk a lot about defense, and that's going to be really important. Edinburgh's starting point guard is out, which is unfortunate. Feel bad. The nicest kid ever. Feel bad for her. But so they have some off guards playing the point guard spot. So I think for us, for us it's the same as always. That doesn't change our game plan. We want to pressure the ball. We want to get in the passing lanes. Like we want to dictate on the defensive end. But the cool part about the last week is we've been shooting much better. Please.
I'm with you. The ball has gone in. The ball has gone through the rim, and we've had really good looks. It just haven't gotten them the far.
and we're taking the same shots as we've been taking all year.
Yep,
Maybe a few more steals, a few more layups. But our percentages in the last week have shot up, and if we can continue that, I feel like we'll be very successful.
Yeah, because it's always great to see conversion. Steals the scores. Getting that steal and going down and then missing a shot, or having a. It's tough.
It's deflating. Yeah, we're getting a steal and then turn it right back over. It's like, we worked so hard for that and we just gave it back. So I feel like we've been converting. We've been making some shots.
And that's what we're missing, And I think, let's be honest, the energy level has gone up.
Yeah, for sure. So I know that's there. And like I said, we've been making shots. So if we can combine those two consistently, we're a really good team.
Absolutely. We've seen it. Mm-hmm. We have seen the great. We can see what we can be. And it's not just about coaching potential anymore. The potential, we say this all the time, sometimes you're coaching about what we think somebody can be.
We know, we've seen it.
We know.
Yeah.
And that's a big difference.
So our expectation is there. Obviously, you never try to miss shots. So that's
I don't know anybody that does. Can't wait to go in and shoot 25%.
And miss these free throws. Can't wait.
Yeah, can't wait to turn it over. Yes, we know that happens. But it's about performance.
Yeah, it's about just meeting that expectation, when it's game time.
Yeah. And what are you most looking forward to, Jess, the opportunity to go out to play on Saturday?
Yeah, well, Saturday and for the rest of the season, I feel like this is my favorite time of year. I say that all the time. The end of January and then February, you're fighting, no matter where you are. Right now, we're fifth, I think, in the PSAC. But even the years that we're first, you're fighting.
For spots.
You're fighting for spots. You're fighting to make the PSAC playoffs. And every game is so important. It's just fun. Saturday, we're going to go and we're going to compete and hopefully come out with a win. But then you're going to look at everybody else's score.
You're looking on the websites. Who won today? Where is everybody?
It's just the best. You just are fighting for spots and to make the playoffs to see what you can do once you get there.
Because that's the name of the game in the PSAC. You get there. Anything can happen.
Yeah, baby. And then it's one game at a time, literally. And I feel like we know each other so well in the PSAC that anybody can beat anybody.
Yep. Nothing really new comes about.
Yeah.
You've played each other. You bang each other up during the regular season, hope to get in the playoffs, fight your way into the playoffs, and then, hey.
See what happens.
Whatever happens, happens. Anything else you want to talk about, Jess, today? But then the Jess Strom Show. We have an open forum. Anything that's on your mind recently?
I don't know. What's coming up? Let's think. February. So we could talk about the 4-game stretch we have coming up.
Whoo, doggy.
Yeah, it's no joke. We obviously focus on the next, which is Edinburgh. So that is our main. But if you look ahead, we go Edinburgh, IUP, Gannon, Seton Hill.
Yeah, we're cruising.
So the top four.
The top four.
Yeah.
And it's exciting. It's exciting to look forward to. Obviously you have to kind of prepare for the scout and get ready, but really the focus is on Edinburgh.
It is.
I don't think it is. Our team this year, I don't think has been anywhere else.
No.
But, the saying, be where your feet are. We've had to do that because of where we are.
Well, and we are. But as a coach, what also is coming up. But I think that's why.
Winter is coming. When is that Game of Thrones?
I think that's why, me personally, I like to know these teams before you're even. We play IUP on Wednesday, but I've probably watched them already 10 times. Live, just when they play.
You're a big film watcher anyway.
Well, yeah, just even live. I like to watch.
To the CIAA, obviously for people that don't know, that's our region, the Atlantic region, which includes the PSAC, the Mountain East Conference, and the CIAA. So always great things going on there. Mountain East is wild too.
Yeah, it's a jumbled mess in their conference also. And, we played Virginia State and Bowie, and they're doing really well in their conference. So I think we didn't know at the time, but we had to really have a really tough conference and non-conference schedule.
Yeah, and it's always great because that is preparing you for what's to come.
Yeah, I mean, you don't like it at the time
Nope.
because obviously we lost to those two, but good teams.
But this is what I really love about the PSEC as well, and for any other team. This is a time where you kind of see all of the work be put together, and you are getting better. Every team is getting better.
Yeah, you've played together. You have more experience.
Building chemistry.
Building chemistry. I think that's a big thing with our team. You know, I think we finally have built some chemistry where, like, we know where someone's going to be. We know what they're good at. We know each other's role, like what they're really, really good at, maybe what they need a little bit help with. So I feel like we're coming into our stride that way too. But other teams
are doing the same.
Yeah.
Yep. It's no secret. And then, you know, also something coming up, just so the viewers can know. Obviously, we talked about the reunion of the 2015 NCAA tournament champions coming up on March 1st. But during that day, huge day for our program, Senior Day.
Yeah.
Sierra Bermudez, Talia Gilliard-Jackson, Alicia Harris, Ayanna Williams. Going to be celebrating them on March 1st. I can't believe 4 of them are it's at the tail end of their career here at Cal.
Yeah, and they all have different stories, which is really cool. Yeah, you know, Talia's been here her whole career, 4 years, and you could see the growth in her. If you had a picture of her from her freshman year, or even a video.
She just looks so much more grown.
Yeah,
I said that to her today.
Now, it's just like, wow, like, she really took this opportunity to grow. You know, personally, athletically, like everything. She's just really grown. And then the 3 others are transfers. But Alicia seems like she's been here forever to me. Like, she's been here 3 years and kind of really took the reins of the leadership for this team. Kind of bought into what Cal U is about, you know, toughness and defensive minded. Playing hard. So I feel like she's been here. And then Yanni and Sierra, their first year being last year, coming from kind of programs that weren't super successful, but they were individually.
They were super successful.
Yeah,
all
both
conference
of them.
players.
Yeah, all conference players. Having to adjust to kind of a new system, but a new role for them. And just 2 of the best, like, ever. Just to talk to, you know, just to be around. And that's not easy sometimes, coming from averaging whatever they averaged, 18 points a game and, you know, all this, and then coming
sacrificing that to win.
Sacrificing their individual points or whatever it may be. And I still think they can do that.
Points, whatever, for the goal
team.
Of the team.
Yeah, and having to learn, like, no, we play a lot of defense here. You know, like, you have to play both ends. So, yeah, for them to celebrate those 4 will be really cool.
Yeah.
But hopefully, knowing that game isn't their last would be even better.
Yes, if we go on a run, make some things happen, that's always the goal. Championship is always the goal, no matter how you get there.
Yep, no, it doesn't matter. That's what I said last time. If you are successful at the end, the beginning, just we're learning experiences. So hopefully Senior Day is just Senior Day, and then we're heading to the playoffs.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. So you heard it from Jess Strom. Big game here for the Cal U Vulcans this Saturday at Edinboro, 1 p.m. You can watch it online at calvulcans.com, or you could come out to Edinboro, Penn West, you know, make the drive. Probably a little snowy up there.
Always a little
snowy, always a little cold. Big shout out to Charlie's, you know, pub. Bill there, one of a kind, man. I talked to him yesterday, gets our food ready. You know, just love that guy. I told you today when I was talking to him, just thinking he's the greatest. So really excited to head up to Edinboro and follow along. And let's see what can happen on Saturday when we tip off at 1 p.m. We'll see you soon next time on the Jess Strom Show. Good morning. It is Wednesday,